So guys,
shit, I was almost scared this movie's gonna give people ideas. Like,
Right?
people like, damn, it's that simple? Just gotta wait for somebody to open the door.
Ha! Surprise!
Yeah,
Like they jumped over the seats. Ha!
it was like a surprise party too. That dude actually said, aha! Got a movie coming out. Smaller film, one of them Blumhouse budgets. $5 million picture called 7500. 7500, you know what that's code for? No. Terrorism.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's the name of the flight.
I did too until I looked it up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was like the Wesley Snipes movie, Flight 7500. This is a story where it all takes place in the cockpit. Cockpit. It's a flight that seems to be going normal. Everybody's set to go. They even got those last minute passengers on board, man. They want to leave them too. They were, man, these assholes haven't taken all
Hold
the
everything
damn
up.
What's that?
They say hold everything up.
They'll hold everything. Yeah, they let them on. I bet they sorry they got on now because what happens is terrorist attack. In this day and age where we think that you know, they've got everything under control, you know, they scanned everybody, vetted everyone. Somehow, some way, they got through, and they got through with a plan to take the plane down. Does it work? Or does the budget start to show, and the cheapness kind of brings it down a little bit? Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for 7500.
so guys.
Shit, I was almost scared this movie's gonna give people ideas. Like,
Right?
people like, damn, it's that simple? Just gotta wait for somebody to open the door.
Ha! Surprise!
Yeah,
Like they jumped over the seats. Ha!
it was like a surprise party too. That dude actually said, aha!
Several men attacked our cockpit. We stopped them for now. The captain is injured. Status of the crew, I don't know.
Okay, you're gonna be alright.
Now, as I said before, because I'm looking at this trailer and they trying to fool these people out here, Martin. I'm looking at this. Hey, look, that shit was done in post-production. Don't let this sky fool you right here. Don't let these effects fool you. They do not go outside this plane.
Yeah.
In fact, the green screen, I say in fact, but it's just my opinion. The green screen that's outside the actual plane don't even look as good as that right there. I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying, people, you are not.
I noticed it, but it didn't bother me.
Yeah, no, it didn't bother me, but I'm just telling people, man, it don't look as good as that. And they do not go outside this plane. All of this takes place in the cockpit. It's a bottle film.
That's the term I know.
Yeah, it's a bottle film, but it's also an under siege movie too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
that too.
because the whole time that this is going on, you know, there's people outside trying to get in. So does that work? Because what you have here is that, like you saw in the trailer, like these terrorists waited for the moment to attack. Fortunately, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who plays one of the pilots right here, the other pilot is killed. He's left alone, and he has to keep that door locked. He can't let anybody in, but that doesn't stop them from trying to get in the whole time.
Constantly beating on the door. I kept wanting to say, "Hey, could you guys knock it off?"
Man, it is such an under siege movie. It's like a zombie film, except the zombies are terrorists right here, because the whole time they are just knocking, and it's in the background the whole time, and that's what kind of adds to the tension rate, because the whole time you just hear in the background. I mean, it goes on for like most of the movie. They're just banging on the door, and these terrorists they're Muslim terrorists, but I'm just kind of like, shit. Being a Muslim, y'all need to be Jehovah's Witness, because y'all don't stop knocking, man. Shit, all right, I'll hear about the Lord.
I'll take the watchtower already.
Yeah, thank you, shit. That does add a lot of tension to this, man. And one of the things I noticed about the movie, I'm going to pass this on to you after this. The movie, I think it's very effective in what it does with its small space, man. I mean, because if you create tension enough in a small space, then you're going to get claustrophobia. And especially if you pile up elements within that very small space.
Sure. That you're right. That's the thing about it. It's, you know, you go, okay, it's a terrorist hijacking, but there's all these different elements that keep getting added to it.
And make no doubt, these terrorists, they want to they want to do some drastic things in this plane, Ray. I'll just say that. But it eases you in, man, because I think it does a good job knowing the small space that's working in. It's probably going to do something that's, if they don't play it right, you can only do so much. And so they have to buy some time, and they buy time in a very creative way where, well, not creative, but effective way where they ease you into the action. They ease you into the tense moment because everything starts out as a very relaxed, a very natural conversation.
Natural to the point where, okay, this is enough to get to know these characters, but not feeling like exposition. It's just talking, and you're like, the little bit you go like, oh, okay, I kind of get a sense of their lives.
Because they ain't talking about nothing.
No.
And I'm saying that as a good thing because they're just talking about the work. Yeah. They're going through manuals and they talking to the luggage load guy. It's like they ain't talking about nothing.
Yeah, as people would.
Yes.
Because you hate that when you watch a movie and they're talking about specific things that are going to play out later. And it's like, all right, enough.
Yeah. Like the stewardess never comes through and it's like, you might want to be careful of certain guys up there. And, all that kind of bullshit. Even though there is one part where they try to throw you off. They try to show you some people looking all shady when they get on and shit. I was like, get the f come on now. I know. Because ain't nobody going to be that obvious when they get on the plane.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Once they do start the action, ramp up the action, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, they really piled on over this poor guy, man. This guy has, and that's how they bring up the tension too. This guy has so much to work with. The pilot's dead. He's injured. There's another element in the room. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's another element in the room that he has to deal with, and he has to deal with the shit going on outside. I'll just put it this way, man. They don't go easy on death in this movie.
No, they don't.
And they don't. And if it's bad for us, they don't make it any easier on him.
I know. You end up just feeling so sorry for him.
You do. No, you do.
Because he's like, this dude is in a spot, and it just keeps getting worse. And, oh, boy.
He's really good in the movie, man.
Oh, yeah.
All these people good. That motherfucker, I don't know who that guy is, but he was pissing me off, man.
I know.
That dude was, I hated that guy, man. He was the one doing most of the knocking, too. Everybody's convincing in this film.
Yeah. But you're right about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean, like the big attraction, on top of everything else, the tension and all, is his performance. You go like, hey, I always considered him a good or at least likable actor, but man, the kid's got some chops. He's really, he's really selling it, the anguish and everything he's going through. And then another actor comes on to say like, yo, what about me?
Oh, you talking about the kid?
The kid, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, this movie's going through 3 different phases, and to me, they all work very well. There's a moment where it starts out quiet, and I'm looking for a certain thing right here. It starts out quiet. It ramps up to the real tension of the film, and then there's some moments where it slows down a little bit, and that's where you get into like these really heartfelt exchanges between characters, especially Joseph Gordon-Levitt and his kid. Yeah, wish I knew this guy. I'll look up his name right here.
Yeah, I was looking it up before we started, but now I forgot it already.
Yeah, let me see here. I'll look it up, man. I got it right here. Yeah, the kid Omid Mamar. Omid Mamar is that kid's name, and it's
he really goes through transformations.
Yeah,
from being this scared kid to where you're quite afraid of him. Where it's like, like at first it was like, all right, I think I can tame this kid, and later it's like, shit, I don't know what this motherfucker's gonna do.
No, he's unpredictable and terrifying. And you look at him, you think, man, I'll take this motherfucker. Then you keep forgetting that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's got practically one arm. He's been sliced in the arm, and he's kind of injured.
And that kid's crazy at that point.
Yeah, he's like a cornered animal, and man, and even these moments where it kind of slows down, it's funny how the movie slows down, the tension still goes up a little bit.
And because have you seen how they feel about death, killing people in this movie? You never relax for him. It's like, yeah, man, this ain't one of those movies where you're the hero, so I'm not worried about you.
Paul Whelan is the terrorist that I hate the most. Oh man, that guy's freaked me the out too. He looked like one of those crazy zombies from like 28 Days Later or something. He just beat on the door.
Open the door. Open the door.
Yeah, it's
Could you stop saying that?
Yeah, everything is from the cockpit and the monitor, and I thought that was a cool way of showing you what's going on outside. You know, as a small film, I really admire it. You know, of course, you know, it probably has some it probably has some faults in there that I could see and tell you about that you might not agree on. But for me, I thought that you know, for some people, and this is not really for me. I think for some people, being all in the cockpit, I mean, yeah, that might not be for all audiences out there. You know, it's something where there's just not a variety, a lot of variety in the locales. I mean, you might get claustrophobic yourself watching this. You know, I already told you, but the terrorist are Muslim, and you know, some people might have a problem with that. You know, like, oh, here we go with Muslim terrorist again. Yeah, I thought we got over this shit, especially when you consider that the terrorists they are Muslims, but they speak German.
Well, they're from Turkey.
Yeah, and yeah, from one of them speaks German. Like they're all from Turkey. What so somebody on the cast who's half Turkish, and yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not saying we go with some Hans Gruber shit like Die Hard or anything like that, but you know, it probably would have been cool had it not been Muslim terrorists, and you know, maybe that's why they were able to like get past, because nobody really assumed these people. You know, because I think I kind of get tired of seeing the Muslim terrorist depiction myself.
I did have a little bit of that when they revealed that they were Muslim. I was like, oh, but it didn't really overall affect how I felt about the film.
Yeah, I mean, it affected me a little bit, not to the point where I disliked the movie, because I did. I liked the film, and like I said, the only other thing that I have to say, like, they got some extras on there. They try to throw you off. And it's like, man, that's too obvious. That ain't them. They had one dude look right into the cockpit. Like, man, like, why you looking that mad coming on here, man? Like, you laid it on too thick. But yeah, man, it is like, if this was in the theaters, I wouldn't tell you to rush out and see it. But if you did have a desire to, if somebody asked me for a recommendation for something that's a little different, you're getting tired of seeing these big action films and these big special effects films, you want to appreciate something that somebody's done effectively on a smaller budget, I would recommend this movie to you. I give it a matinee.
I found myself glued to the screen. I could not look away.
Yeah.
Because just you know, like you said, the tension. I was just like, shit, I was there. And I don't have a problem with bottle films. I love them. I even love that movie with that's nothing but Tom Hardy driving around in a car the whole time. And great performances across the board. Maybe if I had something to say, like, okay, maybe a little bit more with the terrorists to kind of get where they're coming from or going.
Well, they did say, I mean, but that was
they said it, but it was like a one line.
It's the typical shit.
It's a typical line. Yeah, you throw that out there, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. But it wasn't enough to really take down how I felt about the film, because the film is super short. It doesn't even cross the 90-minute mark. I mean, they could have if they, you know, padded out the time and added that in there. But I appreciate the economy of time that it gets in. It says what it has to say, and it kept me holding my breath for that hour and 20 minutes. And like you, I give it a high matinee.
And the best thing about it,
if it was in a theater,
it's on Amazon, so you'll be able to check it out.